right, here we go.
Oh man.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Duplex Duo. In our last video, we took you through a list of code requirements we need to address in our basement unit in order to have this single family home qualify as a duplex. Since then, we've been busy getting into the work with electrical, drainage, and plumbing tasks here at Project Cedar, while also releasing our digital course, teaching you how to build a house a duplex, and doing a little bit of holidaying. Today, we're sharing some of the jobs we've been doing over the last month to get checking off those boxes for our legal unit conversion. All right, it's been a long time since I've been here. Hello?
Hello.
It's so dark down here.
Yeah, sorry. I couldn't find the light switch.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Since I had last been at the house, Jono was working on setting new water lines in place for our basement kitchen. We needed to rearrange the placement of the water lines that hook up to the washing machine and the kitchen sink, all in prep for our kitchen cupboard installation.
Can I get your opinion on stuff?
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide what to do for the washing machine, the water supply to the sink that's going to be right here, and then the electric outlet that will be here that will power the dishwasher. What I'm planning to do for the washing machine, it should be just under the top of the counter,
Right?
so you can access it.
And cut a hole in the back of the cupboard.
But what I was thinking was maybe put the lines under the sink, so that you can turn the washing machine on and off from under the sink without needing to pull it out.
That's a great idea.
So what it would be is the drain for the dishwasher would be over here, but the water shut off would be over there. And then the other problem is there's just a lot of things happening over here.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually have an extra one of these kicking around. So let's say this were here instead. Then I was thinking we do the water lines underneath it. I don't know. I'm not being concise here, but it's always a bit of a mental exercise to think through the setup of kitchen utilities. This kitchen was especially tricky because the wall studs are made using 2x2s instead of 2x4s, which in some ways is great because it makes the room 2 inches bigger, but it's a lot harder to fit stuff in the walls like wires, pipes, draining, etc. We also like to consider future possible scenarios and make the kitchen as functional as can be. For example, in this kitchen specifically, we're leaving an outlet for a dryer even though we won't have a dryer there, just in case someone wants to add one in the future. And we also tried to be thoughtful about the water supply shutoff valves, just to make sure that they were accessible as possible.
Anything else to show me since I've been here?
I got that wire from the ceiling, goes all the way back to the panel. That's going to be for the
Get out!
wash. Well, there's a lot more wiring, but that's one of 6.
Wow, okay. Was it easy to get through this floor cavity?
It's okay. Yeah. Okay, we got to keep working or else we're burning daylight here.
Yep. Our priority for the rest of this day was to finish prepping the kitchen wall for new plumbing and electrical. Jono tackled this. In the meantime, I worked on getting the old fridge cleared out of the kitchen and also looked into removing and started to remove the popcorn ceiling in the other room. Jono is definitely the Bob the Builder in this relationship. He does the figurative and sometimes literal heavy lifting when it comes to these projects. My forte is in spearheading design, project management, task execution, and making these videos. In a couple months, we'll be needing to drywall the bulkhead back up in the other room. So since the new drywall won't be the popcorn style, we'll have to remove it beforehand so that it blends in seamlessly. I'm just letting the water sit on the drywall for a minute.
Okay.
You want one?
Yeah.
Split it.
Yes. Thanks.
So, how's it going?
Okay.
Got a bunch of pecs here.
See what the inspector says. I'm like doing some loops and stuff.
Oh,
they may not
God.
like that, but
Loop-de-loops.
I want as few connections behind the wall as possible. Like I'm gonna add one right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only one that's behind the wall.
Because connections equal?
Well, I just feel like it's another point to fail. Like I trust the plastic pecs more than I trust the connections.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I also like to use these I'll show you. Wherever possible, I prefer to use one of these to bend the PEX pipe.
Mm-hmm. As opposed to
using a 90.
which you have to cut and then attach and seal.
So it just feels better. I mean, it's bigger, so you can't use them everywhere. But
yeah, let's see them in action. We got a bunch right in here. Got one right here. Got another one down here. And another one down here. I have 2 different potential tools to try here to scrape the drywall off. See which one works better. This one is a little bit wider, could grab more. But this one, I feel, is probably gonna be more effective to get in under there and scrape it off. So let's just try both. Oh, wow. Oh, hey. Whoa. Look at that. It actually came off really easy. Jono, this is easy. Let's try this one. Oh yeah. Look at that. I'll show you what it looks like. That was super easy to come off. Sweet, so let's take it off.
I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, but I'm gonna try that.
Why would you not be allowed? What kind of code requirements are there?
Can you put like outlets on top of each other? You don't see that very often.
Well, this is why we have to get building inspections.
Yeah.
Do you think the phrase, it's easier to ask for permission than forgiveness? Or sorry, do you think the phrase, it's easier to ask for forgiveness?
What are you trying to say?
Do you think the phrase, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission, is applicable here?
I think it's a little bit applicable here. I think what's more applicable is, I don't know if this is the phrase. What's the phrase? It would be quantifying how reversible decisions are and making reversible decisions quickly
We are
and irreversible decisions slowly.
Yeah.
These are quite reversible decisions.
So let's just make them and keep going.
Yeah.
So this is a new experience. Upstairs is tenanted now. Great tenants. However, they're playing music right now, and we can definitely hear it. So I don't know. I think we're both feeling a little bit
I think this is just the nature
concerned.
of most basement apartments are that you can hear your upstairs neighbors. It's just that our last one we did a really good soundproofing job.
We did such a good job on the last one. Other than that, how do you feel?
Good.
Yeah.
Because I always kind of feel like we should be getting more done, but I feel good.
Yeah.
I think the plumbing's pretty well done here. The drainage is done, the water supply is done.
Just gotta get the old stuff out of
Gotta
here.
add some outlets. Gotta get the old stuff out of here, that's right. Once the old, here goes the sump pump. This house would be great in an apocalypse because there's water that just like comes in all the time to the sump pump. So if like the city's water supply went down, you'd have like water in your house.
well.
You have a well in your house, yeah. Okay, so this is great. Really all we need to do is add a little bit of electrical here, and then in theory we should be good to like close this up and get the cabinets installed. The other things we want to do first, but we're getting there.
Okay, so April 12th is the proposed installation date for our kitchen. What do you think?
Well, once the kitchen's in, it's gonna feel like we're getting close, actually.
It really is.
We could almost start to show it even, like it was
I
tiny.
totally could clean it up.
We probably should plan on that.
Yeah.
I think we'll be in okay shape. Like, I'll feel a lot better, obviously, once we pass our building inspections. They need to be completed before the kitchen's installed, because we need to pass like our plumbing, rough-in, electrical, maybe, some of the framing, water supply. I don't know, I have to look at the list. We're in good shape though. There's just a few more wires we need to run in the kitchen, but we're like 98% done with those. So I think we'll be good. We just need to give it a good vacuum and...
Okay, but
But
once we get the building code, let's say we pass the building code inspection, then we have to drywall it back up, right? And then we have to paint it
yeah.
and prepare it. So we're away.
Well, you could paint after.
Okay, but we have to drywall it.
There are things that would be better to do before the kitchen comes in. Like, it'd be nice if the kitchen was like the last thing.
Yeah.
But you're right, the drywalling. The thing is, it can be kind of rough drywall behind the kitchen cabinets. I don't care if the drywall's not like sanded nicely.
That's true.
But ideally, it'd be nice to have like the bulkheads complete, sanded, just so we're not making a big mess in the kitchen once it's in.
Exactly.
Standing on the countertops, like just get that all done ahead of time. But that's not realistic.
Okay. Well, we can cover them up properly when the time comes.
Unless we like work on the weekends, which maybe we do.
We're going to be away next week for a week, and then we have 2 full weeks to do this work. So we're just trying to figure out if it's realistic or not. The other thing we have to think about is our tenants upstairs. One of the things we have to do with the kitchen is plumb it and connect the water. So we're going to have to inconvenience our tenants that day and tell them the water will be off for a couple hours. And we would like to ideally get the sprinkler system installed that same day, so we only have to interrupt them once.
Yeah. If we have to do it twice, I think that's okay, but it just would be ideal, that's all.
Yeah. It's another moving part. But I think we can say April 12th the kitchen can be installed. This is good. We work well under pressure, right, Jono?
I don't like it, but I guess we do, yeah.
Okay, well, we've talked about our game plan over the next 3 weeks, and I think we're safe to lock in the April 12th installation date. These things always feel a little bit stressful, like a little bit uncertain around whether or not we can make it on time, but we gotta give ourselves some deadlines here to move this thing forward. I also just got the quote back from the fire sprinkler company. We've decided we're gonna go the sprinkler route, which is interesting. We've never done this before. Given how many things drop below the ceiling joists in that room, I think this is gonna be a cheaper route and a lot less work and just as safe, so that's good. The quote came out to $1,200. We ended up getting 3 quotes. One was $1,200, one was $1,250, and the other one was a range, I think maybe between $1,200 and $1,500. So we're going with the cheapest one. I just got the quote from Brad. We just reviewed the quote in more detail that we received for $1,200 to do this fire sprinkler work, and they said in the quote that on occasion the city can take issue with the type of valve that we have on the sprinkler, because they came out to our house to do a quote and they saw that we had these knob valves. It's like a little blue knob, you can picture it, right? You turn it to the right, tightens up, turn it to the left, it loosens. And if you've been watching our vlog for a while, you know that we actually had problems with that valve, trying to turn it off. When we were initially doing some plumbing work for the washer dryer in the upstairs unit at Project Cedar. And we still have a stream of water coming in here. So we know it actually doesn't work great, and we're just seeing that the quote, this fire sprinkler company said sometimes the city takes issue with those valves and they'll require you to get them replaced from being a knob to probably just like a regular shut off, like a lever.
You know, the thing is, those little knobs are so much harder to turn than
like
a
big valve.
Lever, like a valve lever. Those are so much easier.
Yeah. So there's that. And then I was looking at the other quote that we received, and they actually also said, make sure that you know the valve works, because if it doesn't, you'll have to get it replaced, and the city will make you hire like a licensed plumber to replace your main valve. And the other quote says that if they do need to replace those globe valves, I think they're called, the city has to turn off like the main water to our house, and it can come at a cost. This is why they always say a project takes longer than you expect and costs more. What's going on, Johnny?
Just doing some tidying here before the kitchen folks come to do their final measurements to start building us the new kitchen.
All right.
It's a bit of a pigsty.
But look how wider it feels. I mean, as soon as we add some cupboards, it's gonna feel narrow again, but this is our kitchen. I haven't seen these wires. You wanna tell me about them?
Okay, well, these are the kitchen outlet wires, and pretty big project to get them here to the kitchen from the panel over there. So feeling really good that it's pretty much done. Every kitchen needs at least 2 wires that go to the kitchen for the outlets. You can't have all of the outlets on one wire. So we have 2 wires, and there are 12 gauge wires coming to the kitchen for the outlets. And then there's lots of other electrical things, like a wire for the fridge, a wire for the dishwasher,
For the range.
The range, like all of those have their own separate wire or separate lines.
How many did we do total?
I don't know, there's probably like 6 or 7.
All right.
This tool has been really handy. I didn't put it away properly, but this little, I can't remember what it's called, steel fish tape. And stick it up in a little front scissor behind the wall, and then you attach your wire to it and pull it through. And it just kind of goes like this.
Very cool.
Really handy. That's how I did all the walls here.
Awesome. Way to go, hon. Last time I was here also, all these weren't there. All the ones on this side too. It'll feel good to get rid of that copper piping, just to clean it up.
The wires are still pretty messy. We gotta make them look tidy, but they're roughly in place.
Sweet.
So let's get to cleaning.
All right.
Nice shirt.
Thank you.
I believe.
I wear it when I need a bit of extra encouragement. Okay, so
Whew, we're going.
we actually have a potential tenant coming to look at the space.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's good we're starting to think about tenants though, because last time we waited too long to put feelers out there. We just gotta find tenants that can see our vision here.
Yep, sell the vision.
Sell the vision. Let's do it.
Okay, Jono,
Hey.
come here. Okay, here we are. It's we're on a time crunch today. We have 30 minutes to turn off the water and switch out the plumbing.
So we asked the tenant when we could turn the water off. They said 3:30 would be ideal. We said, okay, give us a half hour, 3:30 to 4. So the water's gonna be off here. Let's see if we can do it in 30 minutes. We have an unusual and kind of big problem here, I would say. Oddly enough, there's 2 shut-off valves in the house. Neither of them work completely. So there's one before the meter, there's one after the meter. And what we found in the process of trying to fix these shut-off valves is the shut-off valve at the street doesn't even work. So there's no way to shut off the water to this house anywhere. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna add our own shut-off valve inside the house here. Things might get a bit wet, we'll see.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You're gonna try to replace it?
Yeah, just in here. Sorry, I didn't tell you that.
No.
So that we can then finish the plumbing in the downstairs kitchen here. So we've got 3 cuts to make today. 3 fixtures, or three cuts we're making today, and we'll show you how it goes. Okay, I'm gonna turn
First step.
the water to the house. So these are the ones that don't work, but it reduces the flow a bunch. So we still want to have them off so we're not gushing water here in the house. So, Sarah, put the camera down because I'm gonna need your hands.
Yeah.
The lighting okay?
It's really bright. Shall I just test the water?
Let's just make sure that these work.
Okay. Let me test it if the water's off. Empty out as much as we can. Just change it a bit.
So I'm gonna cut this pipe here, like right about here. I'm gonna try to replace it with the water flowing through it. I'm gonna put this on.
Yep, and then close it. All right, here we go. All right, we're gonna pop on fitting. It's okay.
Not fitting.
What about the shark bite?